Hey everybody, Gary Glass here once again. Hope you're having a fine day. Uh, again, just back. Boy, I'm still basking in the glow of that vacation at Playa del Carmen at the Palmea Resort. It was just so good. And as always, continuing with the reading, we're doing the 12 Miracles of Life by Napoleon Hill. And we've gotten into the fifth chapter, that fifth miracle of life, that being that failure may also be a blessing. And we've shared some stories, and now we've got a list of 54 ideas, 54 major causes of failure that Napoleon Hill has identified. And I think what we'll do is just read half of them today and half of them tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So away we go. Starting on page, if you've got the book, we're starting on page 71. The 54 major causes of failure. The habit of drifting with circumstances without definite aims or purposes. Holy smokes, that is absolutely a fact, and I didn't even recognize that in my own life until I had a quite the experience in a plumbing adventure, and then ended up going back to school and getting a job with NASA, which just an absolute miracle. Just what you can do when you decide. What it's amazing what you can do when you just pick this thing, and I'm not going to take no for an answer, and I'm going to go do it. And I tell you, you can do it. So number two, unfavorable physical heredity at birth. Number three, meddlesome curiosity in connection with other people's affairs. Oh boy, a nosy nose, huh? Have you ever had a neighbor like that? Ooh-wee. Number four, lack of a definite major purpose as a life goal. Number five, inadequate schooling. You know what's good about that one is you can change it. Especially these days, you can get on the internet, you can get on YouTube. Boy, you can learn just about anything there. Number six, lack of self discipline, which generally manifests itself through excesses in eating, drinking, and sex indulgence, and indifference toward opportunities for self advancement. I tell you, it's interesting. Napoleon Hill and his business partner W. Clement Stone, they used to argue a little bit over what was the most important of the success principles in the philosophy of success. And Hill would always say it was a definite major purpose. And Stone, W. Clement Stone, who was at one point in time the one of the wealthiest men in the United States, who'd owned the combined insurance company that I can't remember who bought them out. I want to say it's something like Prudential or something like that. One of the big companies of today. Anyway, Hills would say it was a definite major purpose. You need to know what you want, and Stone would say it's a positive mental attitude. And so and either one requires a good basis of discipline, self-discipline, in order to get moving. So for me, I love those two, and then probably my number three is self-discipline. Number seven, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. Number eight, ill health, generally due to wrong thinking, improper diet, and lack of physical exercise. And then in parentheses, he adds, keep in mind, however, that some people, such as Helen Keller, have made themselves of great service to others despite incurable ailments. Number nine, unfavorable environment influence, unfavorable environmental influences during childhood. It has been said that the major fundamentals of character have been well formed in the individual by the time he is 7 years of age. And so, if they've got that unfavorable environment that they're living in, they've been jaded somehow by it. Number 10, lack of persistence in carrying through to a finish that which one starts. Number 11, a negative mental attitude as a fixation of habit. 12, lack of control over the emotions of the heart. Boy, that can be dangerous. Probably, at least in my own life, probably more of a problem when I was younger, not so much anymore. Number 13, desire for something for nothing, usually expressed in the habit of gambling. 14, failure to reach decisions promptly and definitely and to stand by them after they have been made. Boy, and there's that there and the opposite of making a good quality decision is procrastination. Just consider that. But the failure to reach decisions promptly and definitely. So it sounds to me like he's saying if you procrastinate, you're going to end up winding up being a failure. Number 15, one or more of the seven basic fears, and we'll get to those later on. The first few include the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of the loss of love, the fear of old age, the fear of death, uh, and so forth, the fear of ill health. Number 16, wrong selection of a mate in marriage. Isn't it interesting how people that have been married and been able to stay married, they end up having such, I would suggest, such much better lives. So I would suggest if you're not getting along right now, you can fix it. Fix it. If you want some help with that, give me a holler. Number 17, overcaution in business and professional relationships. There it is again. Overcaution, I think, manifests itself in procrastination or inability to make a decision. Number 18, lack of all forms of caution. So just throwing into the wind without thinking things through or having a plan. 19, wrong choice of associates in business or professional pursuits. Sounds kind of like the same thing associated with the marriage, the wrong selection of a mate. In this case, instead of the wrong mate in marriage, it's the wrong mate in business. Number 20, wrong selection of a vocation or total neglect to make a choice. 21, lack of concentration of effort on the task at hand at a given time. You've got to have good controlled attention. 22, habit of indiscriminate spending without a budget, control over income and expenditures. Yeah, that's, boy, an inability to budget your time and money, and you're toast. 23, failure to budget and use time to best advantage. Number 24, lack of controlled enthusiasm. So the guy that's just overly enthusiastic and just jumping in without thinking, that doesn't work. 25, intolerance. A closed mind based particularly on ignorance or prejudice in connection with religious, political, and economic subjects. 26, failure to cooperate with others in a spirit of harmony. Isn't it just a blessing when you're working with someone in peace and harmony, whether it's something with the family, a family member, or somebody at work or in business or on a sports team? It just makes such, I don't know, it's just the difference is apples and orangutans. It just is. And number 27, the possession of power or wealth not based on merit or not earned. From what I've seen, those that end up getting wealth or power that's not obtained themselves through good hard work that's just been given to them, they end up the people in those circumstances, they don't end up keeping the wealth or the power. They end up losing it. All right, we got about halfway through our list, and I think that's about perfect. So that's the first half of the 54 major causes of failure that was listed in chapter 5 on failure may be a blessing out of the 12 miracles of life. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Hope you have a fabulous day and that everything goes well for you. And God bless you. God bless me. God bless us, everyone. I love that Tiny Tim quote at the end. That I don't know if you remember from the movie with Scrooge, and I think it was the Christmas Carol. God bless us, everyone. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye bye now.